Peace. This is a Meat and Potatoes Sorcery production starring myself, The Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is a conversation with angels and demons. So I recently had a conversation, and what I like to do is I've already said in past videos, I always like to correspond between the infernal and the celestial. Gods, I only do that every now and again, but some things that they had given me some insight on, I wanted to share with the family. So let's get into it. You notice how much everyone is being distracted about the Epstein files? Listen, I could tell you right here, right now, I could care less about that. Because Epstein, and to his credit, David Icke talked about Jeffrey Epstein and his shenanigans in The Biggest Secret. That was written 26 years ago, 1999. So they're distracting you with that, or rappers you don't care about. And they're also distracting you about the fiasco that happened with Martin Bally and Campbell Soup. That's nothing new. Okay? Think back. Does anyone who's old enough to remember when they were pushing in the black and poor community tilapia fish? Well, you can read an article by Ricky Lewis, June 12th, just last year, from the Genetic Literacy Project. Tilapia is a creation. It's a Frankenfish. But yet they were pushing that. Now, why is this important when you eating food? The reason it's important because you're communicating with the earth, or Malkuth, or as they know in other traditions like Onile. So if you're not getting exchange of information from the earth, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Why do you think they putting a clamp on people growing their own food? Like Monsanto and Dow. And they keep getting you distracted because they know that the IQs have lowered considerably, especially since No Child Left Behind, 2002. And when I had a conversation with the angels, they told me this is the Bronze Age of magic. Now we gotta look. The Golden Age of magic was Sumeria, Kemet, Babylon, Atlantis, if you believe in that. Mu, but Atlantis really did exist. I just want to throw that in. So that was the Golden Age. Then you had the Silver Age. The Silver Age was like with Dr. John Dees, and it was with the Moors, when the Moors were in Spain. That was the Silver Age. And then when the priesthood got corrupted in Kemet, you had a certain section that went to Yoruba land, and they went amongst the Igbo, and they went to the Dogon, Mali, and the Bambara, which is also in Mali. This has already been written down, but I'm just giving it to people because these tribes, all their thing is the Bible and nothing else. Let me tell you, and let hilarity, sue in. I remember reading this by this Christian, and this Christian said, thank God for the English language because Latin is the language of Satan. Again, I am for drug testing. I speak Latin. It has nothing to do with Satan, Beelzebub, Lucifer, etc. It was a language that was spoken with people who were seen as cultured. And when they said to me, the angels, they were like, this is the Bronze Age. So what they know is that every 25 to 30 years, a new generation comes along of so-called activists, revolutionaries, and people whose occult DNA is going to kick in. They already know this. Just like the astrology that they're giving y'all, that's the fake astrology. That ain't the real astrology. The real astrology is used by the clandestine orders. That's the real astrology. That one you using that you read like in the newspapers, that's fugazi. That's fraudulent. So when I was speaking, I also was talking with Deimos. They was like, yeah, humanity's in big trouble. And what they need a war or insurrection on domestic soil. I was told by Michael years ago about with the war in Iraq. He told me that a long time ago. Humanity has another war. So when they were talking to me, and both of them said this is the Bronze Age of magic, because they're going to try to make sure that the magic gets weakened. And the real alchemists and occultists, they're going to have to get away from certain people. And they're going to move you away from certain people, whether you like it or not. Even certain towns they're going to move you away from. So I want to be crystal clear with that. And what was interesting is even Kali has said, it's like, you have some protection from me because some people had tried to do something. And then what makes it so bad, and to the person that tried to do what you did, just take the L. You wasn't going to defeat the Kobe Bryant of magic anyway. This person had the nerve to say they was going to call the police on me. Over what? Magic? And a magical war you tried to start, you came out on the losing end of it? Come on now, knock it off. So, by this being the Bronze Age of magic, I really, especially December, the closer it gets to Christmas, it will behoove you to do a ritual to work with Lucifer. Or you can work with Thoth. That's two right off the top of my head. The closer it gets to so-called Christmas, that's what you can do. Because what you got to do, you got to use these holidays where they're pagan or they're created by man. That's inconsequential. You got to use these rituals because you can harness that energy, because so many people around the globe are celebrating it. So take advantage of it and rise your vibratory rate. That is what you do. All right? Again, chess, not checkers. So this is the Bronze Age of magic, and a lot of people that are going to come into magic, they will do something, but what it is that there's going to have to be something, an uplift. There's going to have to be. The information is out there, but they use the Orwellian trick. We'll give such an overabundance of information, y'all not even going to know where to start. We corrupted the food, the air, fluoride. We've done all that. So, where does one begin? So, with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.